What's going on, guys? It is Monday, man, week 7, week 8, depending. All kinds of people started quarantine at all different times. We are showing signs of light, right? There's certain states that are cutting back on restrictions. All good things there. First off, stay safe. Second, make sure that you're continuing to doing business. I know it's a challenging time. And third is fill the cannon, guys. All right. So before we get into today's business building tip of the week, think about some of this stuff that's going on right now, right? We had set aside, remember when we set aside $349 billion, that's billion with a B, in forgivable loans to small businesses from that $2 trillion stimulus package? Woo! Well, that ran out quickly, eh? Right? That went faster than like a 24 pack of toilet paper at Costco, which is still bananas to me that stores are out of toilet paper. Like this has nothing to do with toilet paper. So odd to me. But the odd part about all of that money in the stimulus package is that the majority of it went to not so small businesses, right? The hoteliers, like these huge corporate businesses and stuff, got multi-million-dollar loans. And some of the things that, were tried to slide in there to reduce tax brackets, and man, it just doesn't sit well with me. I'm not going to make this about politics, but there's some things that are broken that need to be fixed. And I don't think the best interest of the people are what's being looked after when we're trying to push through all of these bills. There's a lot of self-interest and stuff involved. So just be really cognizant of that and know what's going on around us. So that's it. I'm off my soapbox, not going to get into politics and make or lose friends at this point in time, but know what's going on and make sure that we're doing the right thing. And if the right thing's not being done, that you're voicing your opinion for it as well, especially to the people that you put into office. All right, guys. So here is today's tip of the week, right? And I put on here relationships versus robots. So you ever find yourself wondering if some days realtors can be replaced by technology, right? And as many realtors do, I wanted to talk to you about that today in today's tip, because we had over $30 billion invested in real estate by tech-driven companies, tech disruptors, right? All of these things, because there's so many transactions and so many things that could potentially disrupt our market. Now, we are already experiencing technology, right? And creating the perception that let me think of how to phrase this. A lot of the technology that's going on right now is creating the perception that realtors are less valuable. And as I coach and train my clients across the country, we can compete on price or value, but not both, right? And so a lot of these companies are delivering more value to their clients at a cheaper cost, which is causing realtors to have to follow that trend. The stock market went through the same thing. Brokers used to be paid these exorbitant fees that were going on out there. So I wanted to share with you a couple of insights on how do we overcome technology? How do we overcome some of these objections, and how do we stay relevant and add massive value to our clients? And that's what we need to focus on, because we're not going to be able to stop technology or these other companies. We don't control them. We control our actions and our relationships. So here's number one, is know your area extremely well. Know your local businesses, your local schools, your subdivisions, recreations, houses, inventory, etc. You, as a real estate expert, as a realtor, should be an expert in knowing all of these different areas, focusing on you being the information portal for your area. If somebody needs a painter, if somebody needs an insurance agent, they're curious about flood insurance in your area. Why would they come to you? Because you are that portal and can direct them to all the right places. This is where you need to be thinking about. What's your competition doing right now? Do you know if somebody was to search for a home on Zillow, what that process looks like? What does your profile look like on Zillow? Because if that's where your clients are, they're probably there too. So keep that in mind and make sure that you're ahead of that. This is a reason why I'm so heavily focused on the iBuyer platforms right now, because they're spending so much more money marketing, advertising. They're doing geographic farms. They're retargeting way more than most realtors are in specific areas. So instead of my teams being cut out by the clients going directly to Open Door, OfferPad, Zillow Offers, etc., I want my teams and my clients to become that conduit, right? So I can make sure that I add information on all of those different clients and I can help guide them through the conversation still. So think about how you're pacing your market and getting ahead of that. Number two, stop using technology that diminishes your value or gives that perception, right? If you go out and you spend all day showing homes with somebody and they decide that they want to write, are you saying, great, as soon as you get home, I'll type up the contracts and I'll send them over, and they see 30 seconds that they fill out everything on DocuSign or DigiSign or some other thing? Do they perceive that you only spent 30 seconds on that, the same as it cost them to sign? Not saying that technology is good or bad, but how are you being perceived in that? Would it be better for you to flip open your laptop right there, go through it with them so they can see the work that you're doing, click the send, and now it only takes them 30 seconds to sign digitally? It's not me to decide. I'm just giving you something to think about, right? Because if you don't do that correctly, it can absolutely diminish your value. And then you're going to have to compete on price at the end of the day, which is not what we want to do. Number three, guys, pick up the phone, right? It's so easy to get lost in email and text these days, but they can't replace an actual phone conversation or a face-to-face conversation, especially when people are buying or selling the largest asset or financial decision in their life. It's important to be that support system that they really need and ensure that you're facilitating the best experience possible. Number four, make sure that you have a world-class buyer or listing presentation that shows a step-by-step process to ensure that buyers and sellers are successful in accomplishing their goals. Most agents do a ton of things for their clients, but it's all done behind the scenes. And their clients may just think that a lot of that is automated. Make sure that you list them out and let them know everything that you do for your clients. And the fifth, and probably the most important, because people do business with people that they know, like, and trust, is focus on building strong relationships. At the end of the day, we are in a human resource and a human connection business. Focus on developing a strong connection with your clients and focus on maintaining that with continued follow-up discussions, right? Make sure that you have a good CRM, as we've talked about in the past, and you take notes. When are their birthdays? When are their anniversaries? What kind of things are they going to? How can you add value to them? That is how we compete with technology. That's how we get ahead of the game. All right, guys, that's what I have for you today. Stay healthy, keep business flowing, make sure that you're filling that pipeline. We will get out of this sooner rather than later. And when that happens, I want you guys to hit that fire button and business just explode. I'm always looking for more leaders throughout the country that can use the tools and resources I have. If you're interested in that, reach out to me. Let's connect and figure out how we can do more business together. I love you guys. I thank you guys, and I will talk to you soon.